This is the PR Podcast, a show about how public relations helps you tell your story to the world. We talk with great PR practitioners who have the skills, creativity, and just plain savvy to get their clients noticed. Now here's your host, Jody Fisher.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the PR Podcast. I'm Jody Fisher. Thanks for joining us. Well, this is a special episode this week. We're taking a break from our regular conversations, interviewing our guests. We got a lot of great guests coming up. We're booked through the end of the year, and I'm grateful for that. And looking forward to new guests booked in 2025. Wow, 2025. But I felt the need to do this special episode this week because I feel like we're in a special place. In our lives and in our country's lives. And yes, I want to talk about the election. I debated recording this, but I think it's important. And this may be a follow, unfollow, or block me, guys. You make your own choice, but here we go. It is the understatement of the century, I think, that this is the most consequential election of our lifetime. It's definitely the most consequential election of my lifetime. I'm Gen X. I was born in 1970. I've never seen an election more important than this one. I have no doubt of that. And more than any other that I can remember, I think it's going to determine the future and the fate of our democracy in a way that we have never seen. Our Constitution and our rule of law literally hang in the balance. The rights of individuals, of the people we love, the people we work next to, the people we interact with every day, literally hang in the balance. Now, this show is not about politics. This show is about public relations. It's about what public relations stands for. It's about what we do with public relations. It's about how we work with our clients, how we tell their story, how we help them serve the communities that they serve, and how we do right by the reporters who we work with to tell those stories in a factually accurate way. Public relations is grounded in the truth. You and I both know this, right? It's grounded in fact. It is grounded in positive relationships with clients, with reporters, with editors, with media outlets, and with the audiences that they seek to attract, right? And we attract those audiences and communicate with those audiences in a positive way through fact-based information. We give them facts, we give them figures, we give them data, we tell them positive stories, we tell them accurate stories, factually accurate stories. I mean, a fact doesn't even necessarily need to be a piece of data. It can be the quote that someone says. Right, when you read that newspaper article and you see those quotes around what someone said, that's a fact, right? Regardless of whether what that person is saying is factual, that person said that thing. That in itself is a fact. You follow me here, right? We traffic in facts, in real, truthful information. And when we betray the trust of the people that we work with, whether it's with our clients or whether it's with media outlets and reporters and newsrooms, we deservedly, and our clients deservedly, get bad press or they get no press at all. When we deceive the people we work with, we fail. It's that simple. PR people do not lie. And the ones that do lie get caught. You and I both know this. You've probably seen an example of it yourself. I certainly have. When we betray that trust and we begin to traffic in lies, we lose. And we don't do that. We never lie to anyone. And so if we follow those values from public relations through to who we're going to choose as our next president, the choices between these two candidates cannot be more obvious. We have one candidate who lies on a regular basis. He lies repeatedly. Everything that comes out of his mouth is hate, is divisiveness, is anger, is fear. He literally lifts people up, lifts himself up by putting other people down. And his only agenda is himself. And that's the worst type of person you can make an executive leader of anything, much less president of the United States. We have another candidate who speaks in complete sentences. Now, you can disagree with her, but she speaks in complete sentences. She proposes ideas that uplift, ideas that bring people together, ideas that are meant to have people succeed other than herself. Now, I'm not naive enough to tell you that one political candidate is a silver bullet. Certainly, I don't think that the person who I'm going to be voting for is a silver bullet, but she's not a fascist. She's not a person who demeans other people, who calls people names, who traffics in lies and misinformation. And again, I'm sticking to the narrative, what we talk about here on the PR podcast and what we talk about in the public relations community. We traffic in facts. We should expect other people to traffic in facts. And if my news training and my public relations background tells me anything, it is this: multiple voices, vigorous debate, and varying ideas are the pathway to a better country, right? When we have conversations with clients, when we have conversations about the strategies that we're going to take to employ, the stories that we're going to tell, the outlets we're going to tell those stories in, we want to hear that feedback from the clients. They come to us for the guidance, but we want to hear from them what's important to them. That's vigorous debate. There's one candidate in this election who doesn't care about anybody else's opinion. He only cares about his own. And so again, he does not represent the values that our community works under. And if we believe the polls, half of our country is content to place their faith in the ideas of one person, of the lies of one person, of the hate and the anger of one person. And that is a prescription for disaster. One-sided conversations are never, ever successful unless you're listening to the voices in your own head. And that's meant to be a joke. The ideas of that one person, even worse than them just being the ideas of one person, those ideas have been demonstrated in real time on tape. You can watch it to be racist, misogynist, xenophobic, homophobic, violent, and wholly unconstitutional. This is truly a race between a prosecutor and a criminal. And you have to decide the person you're going to vote for. Now, PR people, like I said, we don't lie. We never lie. We simply don't lie, and he lies. And any PR person who says you can lie and get away with it gets found out. I've seen it happen. You've seen it happen. Liars get exposed. And we have a presidential candidate here who is lying every single day and is exposed every single day. And you still have, if you believe anything that you read, half of the country says his lies are okay. That's a dangerous place to be. But I digress because I want to stick to the values that we talk about in the public relations community and how we do not lie. So why would we vote for a liar? Why would we place our faith in someone who regularly deceives anybody he speaks with? Why would we vote for someone as PR people who believe in the truth, who believe in factual accuracy? Why would we vote for someone who invents a new story whenever it suits him? He lies so much that he forgets his lies and then he invents new lies. These are not the values that the public relations community stands for. It's certainly not the values that I stand for. And so I see no way that anyone in our industry, in the public relations community, can vote for a person who lies on a regular basis, who undermines everything we believe in based around fact and truth and uplifting people and uplifting our clients and working with reporters to tell those good stories about our clients to the communities that we want to speak to. I certainly know who I'm going to be voting for. Her name is right here on my hat. Now, this is just my opinion. You're entitled to disagree. But I urge you to be thoughtful with whom you place your trust in and who you vote for, because our country will be forever changed by the outcome. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I urge you to get out and vote. Please vote. If you can vote early, go ahead and vote early. If not, vote on election day, but make sure you vote because every vote is going to count this year. We'll end the podcast as we always do and thank all of you for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the show. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the PR Podcast and send us a question or a comment. Our intro is by Christopher Appold. You can find him and his fantastic photography on Instagram at Christopher_APPOLDT. Check him out there and hire him for all your photography needs. You can find me online at Jody Fisher on all the socials and on the web at jodyfisherpr.com. We'll see you next time on the PR Podcast.